This is a special presentation of Tiger Sports on Alamo Sports and Talk 1230 and 101.9 FM.
Alamo Sports and Talk, 1230, 101.9. Welcome back here to Tiger Field. We're just about ready to get started with Game 2 of our doubleheader. So we'll go ahead and call this another Otero Federal Credit Union pregame show. Centennial got the win 4-1 in game number 1 of the double dip as they improved to 13-0, 2-0 in district. The Tigers, meanwhile, are 6-7, 0-2 in district and are hoping to grab one here at home and pick up a district victory and get some momentum going. You can win on Tuesday against Oregon Mountain. You find yourself at 2-2 in district, so got to get the opportunities while you can. If you're listening to us in the area, plenty of time to get on down here. Well, we're going to start here in a second, but there's going to be at least 2 hours worth of game or so we'll be good to go here for another good evening of baseball. A little bit of a breeze. Maybe make sure you bring that coat with you, but it's pretty darn nice out here, so I encourage y'all to come on by the ballpark this evening. Players have not taken the field quite yet, so we can get you the lineups for each side. We'll start with Centennial. Israel Molina is going to DH again and lead off. He's DHing for Gabriel Aviles, who will be playing first base. It's Gilbert Torres in center field and hitting second. Cole Allens is catching again, and he'll be hitting third. Anthony Rodriguez in the cleanup spot and is the right fielder. Chase Sanchez will be the pitcher in Game 2 for the Hawks, as Mateo Marquez will be the second baseman and hitting sixth. Nick Raitt hitting seventh again, and he'll be at first or third base, I should say. DJ Alvidres is the shortstop. He's the one change in the lineup. Gavin Woods is in left field, and he will round out the lineup for the Hawks. Tigers, a couple changes here or there. Obviously, new pitcher, but Aiden Tupper is going to be the second baseman and hitting leadoff. A.J. Paz will move to number 2 in the order, and he'll be in right field, so he moves from shortstop. Preston Eldred will be at first base again, and he will hit third. Aiden McGinnis hitting fourth. He's the left fielder. Cade Kiss will pitch for the Tigers and hit in the 5 spot. Hitting sixth is Jaden Ruiz. He'll catch in this game after playing right field. Brandon Williams is at shortstop, and he'll hit seventh. Keegan Stagner is the DH, and DHing for Levi Ramirez, who will be out in center, and then Billy Copeland. And we may have a change here. Hold on. Okay, they're going to have Jace Thompson pitch instead. So late change here for the Tigers. Jace Thompson on the bump for Levi. Cade is in center. Trying to figure out what changes here in the batting order with that change. So Cade goes out to center. And then, I'll just have to figure that out once the batting order comes along. Because I'm guessing they just pull Levi. And so, okay, yeah. So Jace Thompson will basically take Levi's spot in the what would have been the lineup. Jace Thompson is getting DH4 by Keegan Stagner. So that's a pretty simple one. Interesting. Wonder what was behind that they decided to go with Jace instead of Cade. I don't know if Cade an injury issue or something, or just Tigers decided they wanted to go a different way. Jace, I think, pitched a little bit on Tuesday. Preston Eldred got the start, I believe, and then I believe Jace ended up coming in relief. Let me pull up that game from earlier in the week. So I don't believe he pitched a bunch in that game. He, let's see. He pitched 2 innings. So Preston pitched 4. Jace pitched 2. So I guess I would believe maybe they'll bring in Cade in relief at some point. But if Jace is obviously pitching well, maybe not. And obviously Jackson has been a good relief pitcher for the Tigers. So, yeah, not sure. Cade certainly has been a very good pitcher for the Tigers. And didn't really talk about pitching stats when we were discussing statistics going into this first game. I was going to take a commercial break here at some point. But obviously, this was a late decision to switch things up here. So let's see, Cade. Well, Cade's only pitched in 2 games this year. Interesting. Jackson's pitched in 6. Preston's pitched in 5. Levi's pitched in 4. Jace is 3. Billy Copeland's 5. So I don't know. Obviously, I haven't had a chance to watch the team in person as much as I would like this year, but a lot of road games, and there was another home game. Then we had Tiger basketball going on, so couldn't be in 2 places at once. As the game's underway now. First pitch outside, 1-0. So Jace Thompson on the mound for the Tigers, and it'll be Israel Molina leading things off for Centennial. Gotta say, somebody that takes stats for Centennial is Johnny on the spot. They've already updated their stats from the previous game, and everything's already adjusted on there. That's pretty cool. I'd say it's nice to have somebody, and I don't know if it's somebody on their bench or maybe a parent or somebody else that does that kind of stuff. Baseball, I mean, the nice thing about baseball is kind of a fun stat-taking game. It's very leisurely. Here's a 2-0 that's grounded to short. Williams tossed to first and gets the out. So 6-3 on the putout, and the Tigers get the leadoff hitter to begin here game number 2 of our doubleheader. And so to the plate comes Gilbert Torres, the center fielder. Will hit from the left-hand side. 1 down, and if you are listening to us here in the area, go outside and look at the sunset. It's not one of the best I've seen, but it's a pretty good one. Lights are on here at the stadium. Beautiful evening for baseball. And the first pitch in there for a called strike, and it's 0-1. Thompson with a long look in here. And ready to go with the 0-1. That'll be in there for a called strike on the outside corner. And now 0-2. As this will be fouled off on the 0-2. That'll get out of play on the third base side. Other games going on tonight. See if I would be surprised if Tularosa softball had already finished up their game against Dexter, but I'm going to check in here and see if it's up on Max Preps yet. Doesn't appear to be done. 0-2 is outside. 1-2. Tule softball at home tonight. And Alamogordo softball in Las Cruces, and maybe they've updated at the middle of the doubleheader. We'll check that real quick. They have. It looks like Centennial 10-0 beat Alamogordo. As this one is hit in the air out to left field, and a little bit of a hesitation initially, but charging on and making the play was the left field Aiden McGinnis. And so there's 2 down. So yeah, that surprises me. 10-0 for Centennial over the Lady Tigers. in game one of that doubleheader. So hopefully Lady Tigers will be able to bounce back there. Ground ball hit to third, and Williams is going to be able to get to it at short as it was in between the two, but deep in the hole, and no throw to be made over to first, so he'll just eat it, and an infield single for Cole Allens. Now to bring up Anthony Rodriguez. As he steps in from the left-hand side, Allens will be replaced by a courtesy runner. And again, it will be number 18, Tucker Harrison, that will run for Allens. As the home plate umpire is adjusting his lineup card. And we're about ready to go. And disappointing for the Lady Tigers there. But opportunity to get it back in game two, and Centennial, even though they were one of the few teams that actually had a loss going into district, we knew they were very good in softball, and obviously they're very good in baseball as well. First pitch is a swing and a miss for Rodriguez from Jace Thompson, and it's 0-1. And then a bunch of track and field going on tonight. We definitely won't have results probably till later on those. The 0-1. And this is going to be fouled off up the third base side. Well out of play. 0-2. Thompson can avoid any trouble here if he can get his man at the plate here with 2 strikes and 2 outs. Runner on first. We're in the top of the first of game 2 of our doubleheader. And we've just tuned in, Centennial won the first game 4-1. Runner goes, swing and a miss, and the inning is over. So a strikeout for Thompson, and he has a solid first inning. Did give up a single to Allens. And 1 runner is left on for Centennial after 1 hit, no errors. And we go to the bottom of the first on the Richardson Motor scoreboard, and no score. You're listening to Alamo Sports and Talk, 1230, 1019.
Celebrate America Saves Week with OFCU. Grab some freedom and save some green from April 6th through the 10th. Score vehicle purchases or non-OFCU refinance vehicles low as 4.24% APR with no payments for 90 days. That's right, 90 days. Consolidate with personal loans as low as 7.99% APR. Apply online at oterofcu.org. Limited time offer, must be new money. All loans subject to credit approval. Rates vary based on collateral and or term. Other restrictions may apply. Interest will accrue from date of purchase. Federally insured by NCUA.
Ryan Richardson Motor Company wishes the Tigers an amazing winning season. May your efforts match your dreams. Buy, sell, or trade late model cars, trucks, and SUVs. Financing available. Stop by for a test drive and score an amazing deal with Ryan Richardson Motor Company. 318 South White Sands Boulevard or online at ryanrichardson.company. That's ryanrichardson.company.
Hi, this is Deborah Romero, President and CEO of First National Bank. Community banks are so much more than just a bank in a community. We offer favorable rates and low fees. We are the volunteers that step up to help at local schools, youth sports, and non-for-profit organizations. Community bankers support the community where we all live, work, and play.
Putting you first is in our name. First National Bank.
Member FDIC, equal housing lender. All loans are subject to credit approval.
Welcome back. You're listening to Alamo Sports and Talk, 1230, 1019. As we go to the bottom of the first inning. And leading things off for the Tigers is Aiden Tupper. We'll run through the defensive setup again and the lineup for the Tigers, but defensive setup for Centennial. Chase Sanchez is the pitcher, and time called. I don't know if that was a balk or not. It looked like he came forward on it, but I guess not. I don't think called a balk. So obviously a little bit of miscommunication between catcher and pitcher. Let's wait and see. Okay, yeah, I think he did call a ball on the balk. Perhaps. Yeah, I'm going to wait till I get a pitch count. First pitch will miss high. And maybe he'll give me a 1-0 or a 2-0 here. I don't think so. That's going to be fouled off, 1-1. Yeah, I think that what he marked down is that was a visit to a mound visit is what he called. I think. Thought the catcher could go out there and that not be counted as one, but he mentioned it to the dugout, so that's what kind of made me wonder. That'll miss a bit high, 2-0, or 2-1, I should say. So defensively for Centennial, Sanchez, the pitcher. Cole Allen's behind home plate again. 2-1. Fouled off and back to the backstop. 2-2. First baseman is Gabriel Aviles. Mateo Marquez at second. Nick Rate at third, and DJ Alvidres at short. And here's a soft hit ground ball that'll go foul at the third base line, so Tupper stays alive. Gavin Woods in left, center field Gilbert Torres, right field is Anthony Rodriguez. Tigers lineup is Aiden Tupper, AJ Paz, Preston Eldred, then Aiden McGinnis, Cade Kiss, Jaden Ruiz, Brandon Williams, Keegan Stagner, and Billy Copeland. 2-2 again. And here's a ground ball in play this time, out to second. Fielded cleanly. Toss on to first is in time. 4-3 on the putout as Marquez feeds it over to Vidas. So to bring up A.J. Paz, the Tigers' right fielder, moves up in the lineup this time as he was hitting ninth last time, and now he hits second. So Paz from the left-hand side steps in. Basically him and Copeland switching spots. Everything else in the lineup is the same. 1-0 the count. Sanchez, by the way, a right-handed pitcher. The 1-0. That should be, okay. I guess a little bit high. 2-0. Well, I will say it would appear that the strike zone will be a little bit tighter than game one, so that'll be an adjustment for pitcher and hitter here. 2-0. And this is hit pretty well out into center field, but it is going to be popped out in that direction. Some good contact there from Paz, but an easy one for the center fielder. Torres to get underneath. And there's two down. And it'll bring up Preston Eldred. Tigers' first baseman gets his first at-bat here in game number 2. As here comes the pitch. And he sends this one out to right center field, and that'll be a base knock. So Eldred, who didn't have a hit in the first game, will get it going with a hit to lead things off for himself here in game 2. Did get on base with a hit batsman, but it was ground out his other 2 opportunities. And so to bring up Aiden McGinnis now. Sanchez working out of the stretch. Eldred with not a big lead. And gets a called strike on the first offering there, 0-1. Sanchez shaking off one, and then he had agreed on the pitch, but by that time, McGinnis wanted a halt to the action, so he steps back in. And that one was, I think, a little bit high, 1-1. I got to adjust myself, too. A lot of these were called strikes in the first game. And there's a ground ball to short. And just a toss on to second to end the inning. Fielder's choice 6-4 as DJ Alvidrez makes the play and gives it to Marquez. And we are through one complete. Each team with a hit in the first inning. And each team leaves a runner on. Top of two in game two of the doubleheader coming up next with no score on the Richardson Motor scoreboard. Stay with us here on Alamo Sports and Talk, 1230, 1019.
The Winter Circle has been outfitting champions for over 50 years in Otero County. Established in 1970 by our Gigi and Big John.
Let's show our school spirit. Whether you're a Tiger, Wildcat, Bear, or Chief, we can make t-shirts, sweatshirts, polos, and hats. And we do custom embroidery too. The Winter Circle does it all. Custom orders available for businesses, squadrons, and organizations like hats, polos, name tags, also trophies and awards.
Winter Circle,
1201 10th Street. Go Tiger! See you at the game!
Join the fantastic team at Ochoa Stucco. Full-time positions, on-the-job training, and competitive pay. Start a career in construction. Message Ochoa Stucco on Facebook or call 575-442-6745 to schedule an interview.
I didn't ask to be thrown in the streets, but I did ask for help, and Covenant House was there for me.
For these kids who didn't ask to be put in this unthinkable situation, Covenant House is there. To learn more, go to safeplacetosleep.org today.
Alamo Sports and Talk, 1230, 1019. As the Alamogordo Tigers and the Centennial Hawks are up 4-1. The first inning. And we'll see the 5, 6, and 7 hitters for the Centennial Hawks. Jay Sanchez, Mateo Marquez, and Nick Raitt will come to the plate. Pretty well underneath the lights here. I got to say they changed up these lights. I want to say it was around 2020 or 2021. I want to say it was during COVID time. Swing and a miss. They fantastic lights. The changes they've made here and over at the football field with the lighting has been well done. The 0-1. And the lighting wasn't bad previously, but I will say the LED lights that are the newer lights that they've got like at the soccer field, the field's kind of dark. Like here, I mean it is plenty lit up in all areas of the field. It's well done. 1-1. Trying to hit that outside corner and can't get the call. 2-1. Here comes the pitch. That'll be inside. 3-1. Well, you wonder if this will follow suit to the first two games of the series, which have been low scoring, not a bunch of hits. As a check swing foul off, and Sanchez, I think, wanted to hold up. That was probably going to be up. But it already started going around 3-2. I think each team had 7 hits apiece in the first game. And the last one, it was about the same number. as the pitching staffs have been good in this series, and this is fouled off and out of play. Keeps it 3-2, but Centennial has just been a little bit better between the two games that have already been played. And the Tigers just haven't gotten their bats going at least in the same inning, or maybe force a mistake here or there from Centennial. Centennial's been solid defensively. 3-2. And that one just misses. Probably a little bit outside, maybe high. I think Thompson was asking if it was high or not, and I think the umpire told him it was. And credit to Sanchez on holding off on that pitch. That with 2 strikes. I'm always impressed when these guys can lay off of some of these pitches that are as close as they are. Sanchez got a pretty big lead at first. Wouldn't be surprised if Thompson makes a pickoff move in that direction. Does not. Runner goes. And that was pretty easy there. I think that was one where Thompson probably needed to be making a throw over there, and Preston Eldred from first base going over and talking to his pitcher here, and I think that's probably a little bit of the discussion there. Because he was, Sanchez was pretty well on the way before the ball had left Thompson's hand. As this is fouled off, and 0-2 now to Marquez. And these are the kind of, like I said, these are the things that we saw in this game, and I can't speak to the first game not being the, again, just the little things that, maybe put, runner in, you get a ground out here, runner's on third with 1 out, and they get a sac fly, and that brings a run in. Who knows? The 0-2. As that comes inside. And 1-2 now. Thompson's given up 1 hit, 1 walk, and struck out 1. Here's the 1-2. And a ground ball too short. As toss on to first is in time, and so that does move the runner up to third. 6-3 on the putout as Williams gets it on to Eldred. And it'll bring up Nick Raitt, who scored a couple of runs in the first game and had a hit batsman and a walk, I think, in both those 2 occasions. Did not grab a hit, but actually was on base 3 times, twice by hit by pitch and once by walk. So it is a runner at third. Tigers not playing all the way in. As that comes inside, and runner's going to try to score here, and Ruiz tried to get it to home plate, and Sanchez was super aggressive there, and fortunately when Ruiz got to the grass, he slipped and was on his stomach when he made the throw, but a lot of that had to do with Sanchez and his speed there. The stolen base to second, and didn't get that far away to try to come in from third there and score. That was certainly aggressive. That didn't pay off, but unfortunately Ruiz was unable to get good footing once he got out there. So it's 1-0 here to Raitt, and it's 1-0 Centennial. As that misses 2-0. And a little bit like game 1, and I think it was in the second inning, where you had hit by pitch. It was a bunt and then a single and a ground out, and that brought the run in. So not quite as quite the same there, but the base running of Sanchez certainly caused some problems as that's in the dirt, and it's 3-0 now to Raitt. One down, top of 1. As the Hawks put themselves on the scoreboard and lead 1-0 on the Richardson Motor scoreboard. that's going to be in there for a strike. Get the knees. 3-1. Scoreboard shows 2-1. I think we're 3-1. Outside, indeed, we are 3-1. So it's a walk. And the second walk surrendered by Thompson in the inning. And it'll bring up DJ Alvidrez. We'll see if, I don't know if Rate is quite as aggressive on the base pass as Sanchez, but we'll find out. I always hesitate to just go by the look of someone and say, does that person look fast? Some people look fast and aren't, and some people don't look fast and are really quick, Not nearly as big of a lead here from Rate that Sanchez had over at first, though. And Thompson will throw a pick off to first, and that one was a little bit off the bag. Good work by Eldred to get his glove out there to it. Alvidrez, his first at-bat of the day. He did not hit in the first game. And that's a nice pitch from Thompson as it drops in for a strike, and it's 0-1. Thompson working out of the stretch. Not a kind of a perpendicular, so his front foot, he kind of puts in front of his right foot, where some guys kind of keep them even. Here's a check swing that goes right back to the mound, but Thompson with a little bit of trouble, and then he throws it away. That was one better if he just held on to it, and the Tigers are not going to get it home in time either, as the Tigers' right fielder held on to it before he made the throw. And so Alamogordo with a couple of miscues here this inning that have allowed Centennial to take a 2-0 lead. I think first off, Thompson would have been better served to hold on to that. So the Tigers have, I got to figure out, AJ's in right field. No? I thought I saw 17. I'm confused. Must have made another change. As the next pitch is in there for a ball. Gavin Woods at the plate with a runner on first. And he'll hit this one in the air out to short, and that is grabbed. And the toss on to first to Williams is in time, and the Tigers get the double play. Well, I think Alvidrez thought that one was going to get over the head of the shortstop, and he got too far away from the bag. And the Tigers in the inning. So 2-0 Centennial as we go to the bottom of the second. Tigers will try to answer back. You're listening to Tiger Baseball on Alamo Sports and Talk, 1230, 1019.
Celebrate America Saves Week with OFCU. Grab some freedom and save some green from April 6th through the 10th. Score vehicle purchases or non-OFCU refinance vehicles as low as 4.24% APR with no payments for 90 days. That's right, 90 days. Consolidate with personal loans as low as 7.99% APR. Apply online at oterofcu.org. Limited time offer must be new money. All loans subject to credit approval. Rates vary based on collateral and or term. Other restrictions may apply. Interest will accrue from date of purchase. Federally insured by NCUA.
Ryan Richardson Motor Company wishes the Tigers an amazing winning season. May your efforts match your dreams. Buy, sell, or trade late model cars, trucks, and SUVs. Financing available. Stop by for a test drive and score an amazing deal with Ryan Richardson Motor Company. 318 South White Sands Boulevard or online at ryanrichardson.company. That's ryanrichardson.company.
Welcome back. You're listening to Alamo Sports and Talk, 1230, 1019. So it's Clifford Phillips that's out in right field. And so I don't know if Cade's just out in the field here. I thought he was out in center, but we'll find as the lineup goes along here. I knew I was confused with something earlier. Doesn't take much, folks. 2-0 Centennial as we go to the bottom of the second inning. And so Phillips will step into the box. It is Jaden Ruiz after that, and then Brandon Williams. As the pitch misses outside. So I don't know if perhaps they've got Cade in the 8th spot or, yeah, mildly confused. Check swing and out of play by Phillips. Count evens up at 1-1. It's now one in for a called strike, and it's 1-2. Bottom of the second, Tigers looking to answer back here after giving up a couple runs. And that'll miss just inside, 2-2. This will be a ground ball hit to the right side. Marquez at second, toss on to first. Phillips really scooting along the line there, but just beating out the runner is Marquez. 4-3 on the putout. So to bring up Jaden Ruiz now. As here comes the wind of the pitch. Swing and a miss as Ruiz takes a big hack at it. One down, base is empty. Bottom of 2. We're in game 2 of our doubleheader. A 4-1 win for Centennial in game 1. And of course, they won on Tuesday 4-2. Holds up on a check swing, but it's a called strike anyway, 0-2. Sanchez into his motion. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be a called strike 3. Kind of interesting. Ruiz sort of bent down like that pitch was going to be coming inside and at his head. And no big argument with the home plate umpire. That one was on the plate. So I guess just got fooled a little bit by it. Here's one fouled off. Yeah, you got to think that Cade Kiss came injury or something, maybe while warming up, or perhaps something in the last game that we just didn't see out there. As this is fouled off and out of play because he's not in the lineup at all for the Tigers. As it's fouled off by Williams. And 0-2 now to the Tigers' number 7 hitter. Outside, 1-2. Allen set up pretty much behind the left-hand batter's box there. Catchers will do that sometimes and try to fool the hitter, though. Check swing. And doesn't get the call. 2-2. That was another good one Williams able to lay off of. That was over the plate, but dropped below the knees. 2-2 fouled off and out of play. Base is empty for the Tigers in the bottom of the second, with the Hawks leading 2-0. And this is hit out to right center field. This will be a base knock. As that'll drop, and Williams, he's going to try to push this to 2, and he's going to slide in there. So aggressive for Williams. The outfielders had gotten there, but just weren't particularly quick with getting that one back into the infield, and it was about a step or two that he was able to beat it into second. So he was obviously watching that in the outfield and felt like he was going to have a chance to make that happen. So we'll give him the double. He was able to leg that out. Keegan Stagner will come to the plate for the Tigers. And that's going to be outside. But a great opportunity here with 2 outs. Stagner can come up with a base hit. Williams has got good speed, and swing and a miss. 1-1. That'll be down and away. 2-1. Again, one score for you guys. Alamogordo softball lost 10-0 as this is fouled off, and it will go 2-2 now for Stagner to Centennial, and they're trying to bounce back as well and avoid an 0-3 start to district. And that's what the Tigers are trying to do here as well. 2-2 to Stagner with the runner on second. Breaking ball, that will stay just a little bit high. 3-2. Honestly, was a little surprised he didn't get rung up on it. I do wonder if sometimes these guys kind of lean down to maybe like, man, the umpire won't see the strike zone quite as well. Here's a ground ball right side of the infield. That'll get through. And Williams here's the throw. Oh, Williams stopped. Now he's in a rundown. Throw back to third, and Williams is tagged out. And that's a heck of a throw from right field on the play. Credit to Anthony Rodriguez, who gets him out at home plate. I know Williams, it was kind of close there, but I think it's one of those you got to try and get the slide in possibly. Maybe you beat him over the top of it, and the Hawks played the rundown very well as Allen's basically ran him almost all the way back to the bag at third before tossing it on to his third baseman, but that was very, very good defense from Centennial. I don't blame the Tigers that was a kind of a slow ground ball that got into the outfield, and credit to Rodriguez, who was able to jump on that and throw it home, and he was right on the mark. All right, 2-0 Centennial after 2 innings on the Richardson Motor scoreboard. We will return. Stay with us.
Here in our community, we honor the strength of our military families and their children during Military Child Month. First National Bank is honored to support the families who serve, and we thank you for your service.
First National Bank, member FDIC.
Use the equity in your home to finance your dreams. This is Leanne Bain from First National Bank. Plan that special vacation, those home improvements, or simply pay off high interest rate bills. It's easy. Apply for your home equity line of credit today.
Member FDIC, equal housing lender, all loans subject to credit approval.
The Winter Circle has been outfitting champions for over 50 years in Otero County. Established in 1970 by our Gigi and Big John.
Let's show our school spirit. Whether you're a Tiger, Wildcat, Bear, or Chief, we can make t-shirts, sweatshirts, polos, and hats. And we do custom embroidery too. The Winter Circle does it all. Custom orders available for businesses, squadrons, and organizations like hats, polos, name tags, also trophies and awards.
Winter Circle, 1201 10th Street. Go Tiger! See you at the game!
Alamo Sports and Talk, 1230, 101.9 as the Alamogordo Tigers trail 2-0. Jace Thompson back out on the bump for Alamogordo. So, yeah, center field for the Tigers is Levi Ramirez, and right field is Clifford Phillips. Just so we have our defensive setup correct. McGinnis in left, Williams at short. Copeland is at third. Second base is Tupper. Eldred at first. Jaden Ruiz behind the plate. And as we mentioned, Thompson ready to go here. As the first pitch is hit pretty well, but it's going to go foul. So just a bit in front of it there is Israel Molina, 0-1. And the Tigers, if you're just joining us, had a great opportunity to cut the deficit in half, but a great defensive play kept that from happening. And this is hit in the air out to left field. Should be playable here for Williams. No, for McGinnis. Gosh, having all kinds of troubles there. Yeah, McGinnis makes the grab. Actually, I think Aiden's in center. He is. Yeah, Aiden's in center and Levi's in left. So that was Levi Ramirez who made the play for the Tigers. Yeah, unfortunately, I don't have that super zoom-in camera that they do for the TV games. You can be like, oh, yeah, that's who that is. I did actually remember to bring my binoculars for this game. I've been forgetting the last few baseball games. As the first pitch here to Gilbert Torres is outside, 1-0. Torres popped out to left his first time up. And Ruiz ready to take the 1-0. That's inside on the lefty. Torres, 2-0. One down in the top of the third inning. Thompson got through the top of the order pretty well his first run around. See if he's able to do it again here. Third time through the order is always a little bit more difficult for, certainly for the high school level, but almost at any level. Ground ball, hard hit, and Eldred's going to get that on one hop. And Eldred will step on the bag, 3 and assisted, or is that a ground ball? Well, it's foul ball. Okay. Got to be watching the home plate umpire and keep forgetting he's the one that has the call there. 2-1 the count. Outside, 3-1. Thompson working out of his full motion here. Kind of a split leg look and then goes into his motion and gets it in there for a called strike. 3-2. We'll count now to the center fielder. I gotta say, not often do you see a cleanup hitter for a high school baseball team being a right fielder. Usually he's a center fielder, he's an infielder. And Rodriguez, who made that play in the last inning. Obviously a very good hitter to be hitting 4 in this lineup. And this is hit very well out to right field. It is a foul ball, just barely. That's something I also don't see very much here as home runs. It's not a particularly huge field, but I don't know, high school baseball, you just don't see a ton of home runs, and that was about as close as it gets. It was up the line, and the umpire had to make that call because from up here, no idea if that was going to be fair or foul. So we'll do another 3-2. As Thompson winds and deals, and he'll miss outside. So it'll be a walk, his third surrendered in the game, puts the base runner on. And it'll bring up Cole Allens, who singled in his first at-bat. Runner on first with one down. Not a big lead over there. And quickly out of his crouch and thinking about a pickoff throw to first was Ruiz, but maybe with a hitter like Allen's at the plate here, they're going to give him the opportunity to hit and not be too aggressive. Well, runner goes. Just as I was rallying it, here's the throw. That's pretty close, but not going to get it there in time. And one hop back to the second baseman, Tupper. That's pretty impressive there from Torres. He really did not have much of a lead, but he again went pretty early in the motion from Thompson, and so second stolen base, and would certainly seem the runners are, I don't want to say picking up on something, but are reading the motion well, as that comes inside, and it's now 3-0 to Allens. Runner on second with one down. That comes inside, and it'll clip off the glove of Ruiz, but he's able to get out there, and that's going to bring out Coach Nathan Winrow here with runners on first and second and still one out, as that's the fourth walk given up. And I think this is just a visit to talk things over here. But I think the Tigers coaching staff recognizes the moment here, especially with Rodriguez coming to the plate and the cleanup spot with a couple on. And there have been some pretty loud foul balls in this game. So just want to be, I think, sure what they want to be throwing here. I talked about it the first game. You just wondered for a lineup that has been hitting the ball as well as Centennial has this season. They've been, I don't want to say kept in check, but in comparison, compared to their first, I don't know how many games that would be, the first 11 heading in before we get into district. Where guys are pretty regularly probably getting at least a couple of base hits a game, and they're scoring 10, 15, 20 runs in a number of different games. Was it just the competition there and the district's tougher, or, credit to the Tiger pitching, or are they going to come alive here in one of these games? Swing, and I think a foul tip, but it's into the mitt, and it's 0-1. I will say it's one thing I appreciate with the metal bats being bad is you can always tell when there's a foul tip, almost always when there's a foul tip. That's a distinct noise. And Thompson will step off and reset. First and second here with one out in the top of the third, 2-0. Centennial in front of Alamogordo. Thompson, multiple checks back to second, comes to the plate, and this will be hit in the air to the third baseman, and it'll be an easy little pop-up grab for Copeland. So it's two down, and Chase Sanchez, who walked, stole a base, scored on a wild pitch. Had a pretty adventurous trip around the base paths and got the scoring going for Centennial in the last inning. And they're going to make a pickoff throw to second. The runner's going to be caught in a rundown. They will throw, and they will get him. And so a base running error there for Centennial, as the Alamogordo Tigers will get out of some trouble here with a couple of pop out and then a rundown, and a really nice pickoff move by Thompson, as it looked like Torres was ready to get on the move, and Thompson was able to spin around and get him. So we go to the bottom of the third, and the Tigers trail 2-0 on the Richardson Motor scoreboard. You're listening to Tiger Baseball on Alamo Sports and Talk.
Looking to transform your home's exterior? Meet Rudy Ochoa. With years of experience in stucco, Rudy and his crew deliver quality craftsmanship and stunning flawless finishes. 575-442-6745.
We are the Veterans Health Administration, and our hands provide life-changing care to over 9 million veterans across more than 1,200 facilities nationwide. Join hands with us to make an impact in your community. Learn more at vacareers.va.gov.
Celebrate America Saves Week with OFCU. Grab some freedom and save some green from April 6th through the 10th. Score vehicle purchases or non-OFCU refinance vehicles low as 4.24% APR with no payments for 90 days. That's right, 90 days. Consolidate with personal loans as low as 7.99% APR. Apply online at oterofcu.org. Limited time offer must be new money. All loans subject to credit approval. Rates vary based on collateral and or term. Other restrictions may apply. Interest will accrue from date of purchase. Federally insured by NCUA.
Ryan Richardson Motor Company wishes the Tigers an amazing winning season. May your efforts match your dreams. Buy, sell, or trade late model cars, trucks, and SUVs. Financing available. Stop by for a test drive and score an amazing deal with Ryan Richardson Motor Company. 318 South White Sands Boulevard or online at ryanrichardson.company. That's ryanrichardson.company.
Welcome back. You're listening to Alamo Sports and Talk, 1230, 1019. It is the bottom of the third inning, and Billy Copeland will lead things off. His first at-bat here in game number 2. As the Tigers trail 2-0, and the first pitch misses. Jay Sanchez continues on the mound for Centennial, and outside that one is off. And so it'll be 2-0. And a ground ball that'll be hit to second. Marquez, a little bit of trouble with it, but he's able to gather himself and get the toss on to first in time. And there's one down. And they'll bring up Aiden Tumper. Tumper ground out to second in his first at-bat. Marquez has been busy. It's already 3 putouts for him in this game. And stepping into the box, Aiden Tupper. Hitting from the right-hand side, Sanchez, a right-handed pitcher, and a check swing. They will point over to first. He did not go. 1-0. And the Tiger bench trying to get some noise and get some energy going for their team here. 1-0. And that's going to be a called strike. It's the outside corner, 1-1. I was going to say the last thing, it was oddly quiet out there. Ground ball to third, and a little bit of trouble, but able to kind of pop it up to himself and make a nice throw is Nick Raitt, and that's 2 down. As it got into his glove and then it kind of rolled up on him into his body, but he was able to snag it with his right hand and then toss it on to first for the out. Going to bring up A.J. Paz now. Paz, a pop out to center field, his first opportunity as the lefty steps in. And looking for the outside corner, gets the called strike. 0-1 for Sanchez, who has given up a single and a double and a single, 3 hits, but Tigers just haven't been able to string it all together and get some runs across the board. Real close to getting one in the last inning, but 0-2 now is, again, hits the outside corner. Sanchez looking for a quick inning. And ground ball over to Marquez again at second. Fields it cleanly. A little bit of a run towards first, and then he'll toss it on. And the Tigers are down in order. A couple of ground outs, actually 3 ground outs. And the Tigers will go to the top of the 4th inning, still trailing 2-0 on the Richardson Motor scoreboard. This is Tiger Baseball on Alamo Sports and Talk.
Here in our community, we honor the strength of our military families and their children during Military Child Month. First National Bank is honored to support the families who serve, and we thank you for your service.
First National Bank, member FDIC.
Remember, if something seems too good to be true, it often is. This is Emily from First National Bank. Trust your instincts and stay vigilant to online fraud. Protect yourself from becoming a victim. Think before you act. If you have concerns, contact your bank for further assistance.
First National Bank, member FDIC.
The Winter Circle has been outfitting champions for over 50 years in Otero County. Established in 1970 by our Gigi and Big John.
Let's show our school spirit. Whether you're a Tiger, Wildcat, Bear, or Chief, we can make t-shirts, sweatshirts, polos, and hats. And we do custom embroidery too. The Winter Circle does it all. Custom orders available for businesses, squadrons, and organizations like hats, polos, name tags, also trophies and awards.
Winter Circle,
1201 10th Street. Go Tiger! See you at the game!
Join the fantastic team at Ochoa Stucco. Full-time positions, on-the-job training, and competitive pay. Start a career in construction. Message Ochoa Stucco on Facebook or call 575-442-6745 to schedule an interview.
Join Stand Up to Cancer and Jazz Pharmaceuticals to raise awareness of small cell lung cancer and accelerate the pace of research. Ask your healthcare provider about screening options that might be right for you or a loved one. Visit standuptocancer.org/lung to learn more.
Alamo Sports and Talk, 1230, 1019. We're in the top of the 4th inning. Centennial leads Alamogordo 2-0 in Game 2 of our double dip. And the Hawks will step up. Chase Sanchez, who was at the plate when Gilbert Torres was caught in a rundown, will come to the plate. And I don't think he actually saw the pitch in that at bat. So he will step in with Mateo Marquez and Nick Raid also due up this inning. Sanchez walked and then eventually scored after picking up a stolen base and scored on a wild pitch. He hits this one high in the air out to left field as Ramirez camps under it. He's got it, and that is 1 out. And so to bring up Mateo Marquez, who grounded out to shortstop. Here's the wind and the pitch. Outside. This count goes 1-0. Hawks with, I think it's 1 hit in this game so far. Is that right? Yeah. And this is hit in the air over to second. Tupper didn't have to move as he catches that on the soft fly out. And so there's 2 down. See, that's another one that'll be a little frustrating, but I will say Centennial's gotten base runners because of 5 walks. 5 walks? 4 walks. So they have gotten some runners on, but one of them was basically created by Chase Sanchez, and then an error led to the other run coming in. So none of the hits have been part of runs coming in this game. 0-1 to rate. rate spelled like you would spell Bonnie rate for those listening at home. I don't know where else you'd be listening. This is fouled out. Maybe there's somebody here in the park. 0-2. I think sometimes you hear a name and you don't necessarily know. Now that it really matters how it's spelled, but hey, it's a baseball game and you got to fill airtime, right? Base is empty with 2 outs, and here comes the 0-2. Swing and a miss, and the second strikeout for Jace Thompson, and a pretty routine 4th inning. As we go to the bottom half, 2-0, still the lead for Centennial. You're listening to Tiger Baseball on Alamo Sports and Talk.
Celebrate America Saves Week with OFCU. Grab some freedom and save some green from April 6th through the 10th. Score vehicle purchases or non-OFCU refinance vehicles low as 4.24% APR with no payments for 90 days. That's right, 90 days. Consolidate with personal loans as low as 7.99% APR. Apply online at oterofcu.org. Limited time offer must be new money. All loans subject to credit approval. Rates vary based on collateral and or term. Other restrictions may apply. Interest will accrue from date of purchase. Federally insured by NCUA.
Ryan Richardson Motor Company wishes the Tigers an amazing winning season. May your efforts match your dreams. Buy, sell, or trade late model cars, trucks, and SUVs. Financing available. Stop by for a test drive and score an amazing deal with Ryan Richardson Motor Company. 318 South White Sands Boulevard or online at ryanrichardson.company. That's ryanrichardson.company.
This is Deborah Romero, President and CEO of First National Bank. Banking should be personal. It's the comfort of being greeted by name, celebrating life's milestones, and staying connected to what matters most. Because when your bank truly knows you, you're never just another transaction. We're proud to support you on your financial journey and serve in the communities we call home. First National Bank, where community and commitment come together. Stop in today and experience the difference.
First National Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
First pitch inside, man 1-0 to Preston Eldred as he leads it off for the Tigers in the bottom of the 4th inning. 2-0 Centennial on the Richardson Motors scoreboard. And to the windup, here's the pitch from Chase Sanchez, who continues, and swinging after one in the dirt there is Eldred, 1-1. He singled in his first at-bat. It'll be Abe McGinnis and Cade Kiss. Yeah, the Tigers out hitting Centennial 3-1, but are trailing where it counts. 2-1 as that misses low. Pretty close to the last pitch that Eldred had gone after. Swings and misses, 2-2. Second time through the order here for the Tigers against Sanchez. And second time through the order so far. A couple of ground outs as that'll miss inside. 3-2. Sanchez trying to run that on the inside corner on the breaking ball, but it didn't come across the plate. Eldred will foul off the 3-2. And we'll do the payoff one more time. Let's see if we got a final score with Tularosa's softball. They were getting going at 6, and yes, they ended up dropping an 11-5 final to Dexter. Dexter, one of the best teams in 3A. And by no means bad showing there for Tularosa, but I know that program is certainly, they want to be in contention for the state playoffs. And a 3-2's in there for a called strike 3. And that'll be the first out. I don't know what I was. Well, that bat was going on there. I was listening. I was like, I thought I heard like a dog. It wasn't quite a dog bark. Some kind of weird noise. Felt like it was coming over the speakers, but I don't know. And first pitch is going to miss, and it'll also Bounce off the glove. The 1-0. And this is going to be popped sky high right side of the infield. Marquez, he's going to get over there and grab that, and that'll be out number 2. So 2 gone, and Clifford Phillips will come to the plate for the Tigers. So Phillips into the box for a second at bat, a ground out. His first time up. And that's going to miss high. Maybe that was coming from the Alamogordo dugout, the barking-ish kind of noise. Swing and a miss, 1-1. 2-0 Centennial in front. We're in the bottom of the 4th inning. And Sanchez quickly works into his next delivery and will miss outside. 2-1. Tigers have been pretty good about getting base runners with 2 outs in this game. First and second inning, they were able to do that. And this is hit in the air, but foul up the first base side. It'll get out of play into the Alamogordo dugout, and the count will even at 2-2 here on Phillips. Here's the wind of the pitch. Just getting a piece of that was Phillips. As deflects it back to the backstop. And we'll keep the count here 2-2. Jaden Ruiz in the on-deck circle. If Phillips is able to reach. Sanchez trying to retire his 6th straight hitter. 2-2. Called strike 3. And the inning is over. So a couple of strikeouts looking for the Tigers in this inning. And they're down in order for the second time in this game. So we go to the top of the 5th. Still 2-0 Centennial. You're listening to Tiger Baseball on Alamo Sports and Talk, 1230, 1019.
The Winter Circle has been outfitting champions for over 50 years in Otero County. Established in 1970 by our Gigi and Big John.
Let's show our school spirit. Whether you're a Tiger, Wildcat, Bear, or Chief, we can make t-shirts, sweatshirts, polos, and hats. And we do custom embroidery too. The Winter Circle does it all. Custom orders available for businesses, squadrons, and organizations like hats, polos, name tags, also trophies and awards.
Winter Circle.
1201 10th Street. Go Tiger! See you at the games!
Transform your home with Ochoa Stucco. Whether it's a fresh look or a durable finish, their expert team delivers quality and style. Say goodbye to bland exteriors and hello to stunning curb appeal. Ochoa Stucco, always a flawless finish. 442-6745.
If only life had a remote control, you could pause or rewind. Well, life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. Take the 1-minute risk test today at doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its Prediabetes Awareness Partners.
Celebrate America Saves Week with OFCU. Grab some freedom and save some green from April 6th through the 10th. Score vehicle purchases or non-OFCU refinance vehicles low as 4.24% APR with no payments for 90 days. That's right, 90 days. Consolidate with personal loans as low as 7.99% APR. Apply online at oterofcu.org. Limited time offer must be new money. All loans subject to credit approval. Rates vary based on collateral and or term. Other restrictions may apply. Interest will accrue from date of purchase. Federally insured by NCUA.
Almost Sports and Talk, 1230, 1019. Jace Thompson will see his first pitch this inning hit deep out to center field. Brandon Williams will get underneath that, and he'll pick up the first out. So it'll be Gavin Woods to the plate. He grounded into a double play. Yeah, he actually lined into a double play, lined out to short, and then they threw to first and got the second out there. Just looking at my my score sheet here, and I didn't mark that very well. 0-1. First pitch is in for a called strike. The 0-1. Swings and misses 0-2. 8-9-1 this inning for the Hawks, as Molina will be due up after Woods. It was behind an 0-2 count. Jace Thompson continues pitching for the Tigers. His team trailing 2-0. Thompson, long wait here. Now he's ready to go. And that'll miss, looks like high. 1-2. And here comes the pitch from Thompson. And it's hitting the air out towards center field, and on 2 strikes, able to come away with a base knock. And so Thompson puts a base runner on, or I should say Woods puts a base runner on. And Thompson will now face Israel Molina for the 3rd time. He has grounded out and popped out. Probably would need a pickoff move over here to first, I think, would be the smart move. Well, go to the plate. Runner does not go. And the pitch misses outside. Ruiz going to get out of his crouch over towards the right-hand batter's box with the lefty Molina stepping back in now. Runner on first and 1 down. Top of 5 is Centennial, looking to increase their advantage. Runner does go. Here's the throw from Ruiz. Good throw, but a better jump there from Woods, and he gets the stolen base. 3rd stolen base, I believe, tonight for Centennial. Indeed it is. I'll tell you when I'm doing play-by-play, I need to remember to take my Apple Watch off. So often it thinks I'm talking to it. I'm doing it, and I think one time it actually made a phone call. Now here's a ground ball that's on the infield. Eldred going to make the play, an underhanded toss. Good cover there from Jace Thompson. Good defensive mechanics there from the Tigers as Molina will ground out. 3-1. 2 down. Does allow Woods to advance to 3rd, but the Tigers will definitely take the out there and see if they can get out of the inning with Gilbert Torres coming to the plate. Torres a pop out and a walk. He has one of those stolen bases tonight. And a ground ball over towards second. Diving play by Tupper, but he's not going to be able to make the throw to first. So an infield RBI single for Torres. Great work there by Tupper to be able to get to it, but that was going to be a difficult play to get to first in time. And so it's 3-0. Woods singles, moves over to 3rd on the ground out, and then the RBI infield single makes it 3-0 Centennial here in the top of the 5th inning. And Cole Allons to the plate. This pitch is high. Pickoff throw to first, and that is going to just get away from the bag. Not far enough for the runner to try to advance. But Ruiz trying to catch Torres, who has a stolen base, so he's probably thinking about going towards second. Runner doesn't go. Pitch is going to be a called strike, 1-1. Allen's with a single walk in this game. A single and a walk. Sorry. I feel like that was confusing. He does have a single walk. Thompson out of the stretch. Runner goes. Ruiz quickly out of his stance. What a great throw. They got him at second. And that ends the inning. That's the second time that it's been a inning-ending steal attempt. And the Tigers able to take it to the bottom of the fifth. Their deficit a little bit bigger now, 3-0. You're listening to Tiger Baseball on Alamo Sports and Talk, 1230, 1019.
Ryan Richardson Motor Company wishes the Tigers an amazing winning season. May your efforts match your dreams. Buy, sell, or trade late model cars, trucks, and SUVs. Financing available. Stop by for a test drive and score an amazing deal with Ryan Richardson Motor Company. 318 South White Sands Boulevard or online at ryanrichardson.company. That's ryanrichardson.company.
Hi, this is Deborah Romero, President and CEO of First National Bank. Community banks are so much more than just a bank in a community. We offer favorable rates and low fees. We are the volunteers that step up to help at local schools, youth sports, and non-for-profit organizations. Community bankers support the community where we all live, work, and play.
Putting you first is in our name. First National Bank.
Member FDIC, equal housing lender. All loans are subject to credit approval.
The Winter Circle has been outfitting champions for over 50 years in Otero County. Established in 1970 by our Gigi and Big John.
Let's show our school spirit. Whether you're a Tiger, Wildcat, Bear, or Chief, we can make t-shirts, sweatshirts, polos, and hats. And we do custom embroidery too. The Winter Circle does it all. Custom orders available for businesses, squadrons, and organizations like hats, polos, name tags, also trophies and awards.
Winter Circle, 1201 10th Street. Go Tiger! See you at the game!
Alamo Sports and Talk, 1230, 1019. As we have a pitching change here for Centennial as Tucker Harrison comes in. And I believe Harrison replaces Nick Raitt in the lineup because they moved Alvidas over to third. Sanchez goes to short. But we'll check that when we get into the later part of the lineup. So 4 innings of work for Sanchez, and we'll see if maybe a different pitcher will spell some better luck for the Tigers at the plate. As the lefty Harrison misses on the first offering to Ruiz. And Ruiz, stepping back out of the box, is going to take a practice swing and then step back in. There's the wind of the pitch. And he hits it in the air foul up the first base side, out of play. I don't believe there were any other changes, but we'll, for Centennial that is, but we'll double check on that. And low and outside, that misses. 2-1. Well, you have to think that there was a pitch count thing for Sanchez there because he was pretty well cruising, so as that'll catch the inside corner for a strike. 2-2. Good movement on that pitch. That was like it was coming well inside and then sort of caught a line and ran along that inside corner. Centennial leading 3-0. Tigers haven't had a hit since the second inning. As that misses inside. 3-2. Tigers with a single in the first, a double and a single in the second, but tagged out and trying to come home. That was their best chance to score. Since then, they've been sat down 6 straight. That's to the backstop and take a pretty big carom, but Ruiz will race over to first base, but that was not going to be an issue there for the Hawks. And so the Tigers get a base runner on. Still plenty of time in this game. We're just in the bottom of the 5th inning, so if the Tigers can put something together here. Williams was the one that was tagged out at home. Tigers were aggressive trying to get that run in. He was trying to score from second on a ground ball in the outfield, and it was a wonderful defensive play by Rodriguez out at right. This one's going to get through the legs of Allens to the backstop. And Tigers certainly sort of feel a little bit of momentum for Alamo. They get a base runner. And now Williams, who's got a double tonight. Maybe he can get the Tigers on the scoreboard quickly. And that's down the middle for a strike, 1-1. Harrison out of the stretch. Here's the pitch. And here's a chopper that'll just get over the top of the mound. Not an easy play for Marquez, but he will get the throw to first in time. And then faking a throw. So Rate, he's now over at third base. Or first base, I should say. See, I'm going to figure out where the change. something got moved around here. Probably Aviles now. I look at it. He was the one that was in the field. So I think that's probably the change, maybe 15. We'll figure it out. Stagner at the plate. Runner on third here for the Tigers now. As that's in for a strike. Tigers looking for their first run of game 2. If you are just joining us as we close in on 9 o'clock, swing and a miss from Stagner, 0-2. Tigers dropped the first game 4-1 of this doubleheader. First game of the series went to Centennial on Tuesday, 4-2. Over in Las Cruces, Centennial softball got the win over Alamogordo 10-0. That's going to miss high. 1-2. And stepping off the bag, or off the rubber, is Harrison. And Harrison will miss, and Allens was out of his crouch and looking for a throw over to third. He will hold on to it. Counts 2-2. Copeland in the on-deck circle for the Tigers. And a foul tip into the glove, and then a throw to third, and that's a mistake by Allens as it gets past the fielder, and the Tigers will get the base runner. So Alamogordo gets one on a E2 throwing error, and it's 3-1. But you'll take him any way you can get it in some of these close games for sure. So Copeland into the box here. And Harrison goes into his motion. Here's the pitch. And he'll miss outside on that. 1-0. You haven't seen a lot of defensive mistakes from Centennial between the about 12 innings we've seen today, as that's going to miss a little bit high. And Allen's going to look for a new baseball from the umpire and then toss it on to his pitcher. 2-0. Or I should probably say a different baseball. As the high school level, you probably don't get brand new ones very often. Swing and a miss. 2-1. I could be wrong on that, though. Long way here for Harrison. Now into his motion. Swing and a miss. And after falling behind 2-2, he's taking the count even now. 2-1. How about 2-0? And now he's worked it to 2-2. I got there eventually. Harrison looks in, goes into his motion. Here comes from the lefty. Called strike 3 on the outside corner. And the inning is over. So the Tigers get on with a walk. Advance to second on a wild pitch. Move to third on a ground out. And then a throwing error allows a run to come across. And the Tigers are down by 2 again. It's 3-1 as we go to the top of the 6th inning on the Richardson Motor scoreboard. Tiger baseball right here on Alamo Sports and Talk. 1230, 1019.
Join the fantastic team at Ochoa Stucco. Full-time positions, on-the-job training, and competitive pay. Start a career in construction. Message Ochoa Stucco on Facebook or call 575-442-6745 to schedule an interview.
I didn't ask to be thrown in the streets, but I did ask for help, and Covenant House was there for me.
For these kids who didn't ask to be put in this unthinkable situation, Covenant House is there. To learn more, go to safeplacetosleep.org today.
Celebrate America Saves Week with OFCU. Grab some freedom and save some green from April 6th through the 10th. Score vehicle purchases or non-OFCU refinance vehicles low as 4.24% APR with no payments for 90 days. That's right, 90 days. Consolidate with personal loans as low as 7.99% APR. Apply online at oterofcu.org. Limited time offer must be new money. All loans subject to credit approval. Rates vary based on collateral and or term. Other restrictions may apply. Interest will accrue from date of purchase. Federally insured by NCUA.
Ryan Richardson Motor Company wishes the Tigers an amazing winning season. May your efforts match your dreams. Buy, sell, or trade late model cars, trucks, and SUVs. Financing available. Stop by for a test drive and score an amazing deal with Ryan Richardson Motor Company. 318 South White Sands Boulevard or online at ryanrichardson.company. That's ryanrichardson.company.
Alamo Sports and Talk, 1230, 1019 as we move to the top of the 6th inning. And Cole Allens will lead off this one. He was at the plate when Torres was tagged out at second on a steal attempt. So it's his third at-bat. He did see a couple of pitches, but single and a walk off of Jace Thompson, who continues to work for the Tigers, and throws one behind Allens to the backstop. And the count is 1-0. So Allens and Rodriguez, and Allens is velcroing his hitting glove. Rodriguez and Sanchez also due up in the inning. Long wait here from Thompson. Now here's the pitch, and again comes up and in. No, I think Allens obviously doesn't want to see a fastball coming up in his face, but I can't imagine any reason the Tigers would be throwing at him. Swing and a miss, 2-1. This is a 2-run game. You want every out that you can get, and certainly don't want to put somebody on the base paths. And not saying that that's what he was thinking, but sometimes when you get two right up near your head, you probably do wonder. 2-1 and tries to swing that into the strike zone, but drops low. 3-1. The wind of the pitch. And that'll miss high. And so it'll be a walk. It'll end up being the 6th walk surrendered. I'll make that 5. I'm sorry. Keep on getting that count wrong. That's been the majority of the base runners for Centennial. They did pick up a couple of hits in the last inning, 2 singles. But just 3 hits for them with those 3 runs. They've been able to manufacture it in other ways. Allen's going to stay on the base pass, I believe. Yeah, runner goes. Ruiz. Throw is going to be high and that get into the outfield? No, I think it got over the shortstop. So stolen base and puts a runner on second. Yeah, I'm guessing he stays on the base pass if there's no out, 1 out. Pickoff throw back to second. Almost got him. Well, he's definitely got the pickoff move back to second going for himself. A lot of looks back to second, and now a swing and a miss as he throws it to the plate. And it's 0-1 to Anthony Rodriguez, who has struck out and popped out. His 2 times up. Centennial again trying to create a little bit more breathing room for themselves. And another spin back to second, but no throw this time, as they try to keep a close eye on Allens. And Rodriguez back into the box here, hitting from the left-hand side, facing the right-handed pitching Thompson. Runner goes. Well, started to. Ruiz was out of his stance pretty quickly and got probably about halfway in between second and third and went back. 2-1 the count at the plate. As Thompson readies. And to the plate and in the dirt and just kicks away from Ruiz, and Ruiz won't have a throw to third. And so 3-1 the count with nobody out and a runner on third now. And that's kind of where Centennial's been able to get their runs. They get somebody on the base paths and have worked their way around, but Tigers have also gotten them out a couple times. So, I mean, it's been sort of on both sides of the on the ledger there. They've definitely taken advantage of it and scored a run or two because of it, and have also been caught stealing a couple times as well. Outside, pickoff throw to third, and they got Allens. Oh, great work there by Jaden Ruiz, as Allens was caught sleeping there a little bit as he was able to get it on to third, and we are going to see a pitching change here. I was kind of wondering where Jace Thompson was when his pitch count was going to come up because he pitched 2 innings on Tuesday. Jace had a really good effort today. So far, all the Tiger pitchers have pitched well and given their teams an opportunity to win this evening, but just haven't gotten the bats going enough. All right, we'll take a break as Cole will warm up. He came in and got the last out of the top of the 7th in Game 1, and going to go a little bit longer here. And so we'll take a break and come back. You're listening to Tiger Baseball on Alamo Sports and Talk, 1230, 1019.
Here in our community, we honor the strength of our military families and their children during Military Child Month. First National Bank is honored to support the families who serve, and we thank you for your service.
First National Bank, member FDIC.
Use the equity in your home to finance your dreams. This is Leanne Bain from First National Bank. Plan that special vacation, those home improvements, or simply pay off high interest rate bills. It's easy. Apply for your home equity line of credit today.
Member FDIC, equal housing lender, all on subject to credit approval.
The Winter Circle has been outfitting champions for over 50 years in Otero County. Established in 1970 by our Gigi and Big John.
Let's show our school spirit. Whether you're a Tiger, Wildcat, Bear, or Chief, we can make t-shirts, sweatshirts, polos, and hats. And we do custom embroidery too. The Winter Circle does it all. Custom orders available for businesses, squadrons, and organizations like hats, polos, name tags, also trophies and awards.
Winter Circle, 1201 10th Street. Go Tiger! See you at the game!
Looking to transform your home's exterior? Meet Rudy Ochoa. With years of experience in stucco, Rudy and his crew deliver quality craftsmanship and stunning flawless finishes. 575-442-6745.
We are the Veterans Health Administration, and our hands provide life-changing care to over 9 million veterans across more than 1,200 facilities nationwide. Join hands with us to make an impact in your community. Learn more at vacareers.va.gov.
Almost Sports and Talk, 1230, 1019. Jackson Cole, first pitch called strike. As that's in the dirt, Ruiz was able to keep that in front of him. Rodriguez at first after the walk. But one down, and on a great pickoff throw from Ruiz right before we went to break and right before the pitching change. Chase Sanchez 1-1. As Cole will get that one into the dirt, and he'll go to the backstop, and that will allow the runner to advance to second. 2-1. Sanchez a walk and a run scored back in the second, and a pop out in his other at bat. So on the count, runner on second with one out in the top of the sixth inning. And a breaking ball that'll miss. And 3-1 now. Mateo Marquez in the on-deck circle for Centennial. And that's in the dirt as well. So it's a 5-pitch walk. And back-to-back walks overall for the Tigers. Puts runners on first and second. And to the plate, Marquez, who is grounded out and popped out. There is somebody throwing in the Alamogordo bullpen, so I don't know if we'll see another pitching change. And Marquez will foul this one out of play. Up the first base side, 0-1. And a called strike on the 0-1. It's 0-2. And this is hit hard, line drive, but foul. As Marquez only got into that well, but not able to get it in play. Again, a beautiful evening for baseball. Really didn't, I thought maybe it might cool off considerably as we got rid of the sun a little bit earlier, but about as nice as you could ask for. In the dirt, and Ruiz keeps that in front of him. Count goes to 1-2 now on Marquez. Well, I don't see anybody in the bullpen anymore, so maybe that was just somebody either tossing around, or maybe they were going to get a foul ball. That could be too. I don't know. The 1-2. And that's going to come in and hit the batter, and it'll be a hit by pitch. So 3 walks and a hit by pitch in the inning. The only out coming from a ping-off throw, and we're going to see Coach Nathan Winrow come out, and we might see a pitching change. No, maybe not. I think they're just going to chat things over. Thought for a second they were thinking about going in a different direction, but I think just trying to get his guys to settle down here and recognize the situation. No, you're still in this one and got a chance to get this ball game here. It's 3-1. They haven't been able to get much going on the other side. Did get a run in the last inning. Don't want to give that up so quickly. And it'll be, so Nick Raitt does come up to hit here. Yeah, I think what ended up happening on the switch there for Centennial is they just put Harrison in the where the DH, who was being DH for. So Cole with the bases loaded into his full motion. And check swing by Raitt, but in there for a called strike, 0-1. Here's the pitch. That'll be outside and down. 1-1. Cole, one of the seniors in this group. And here comes the 1-1. And this is hit in the air, and this is deep out to right field. Phillips after it. He has got it, and he will throw this one back onto the infield, but the run will score. So an RBI sac fly for Raitt. That was going to be a difficult one to get back in the infield before the run scored. He was running to his left to make the grab, but good hustle out there in right field to make the for sure out. And so it'll bring up DJ Alvidas now. As Rodriguez scored on that play. This is hit in the air out towards the foul fence on the first base side. Does stay in the ballpark, but not enough time for Eldred to get over there. And it'll be 0-1 to Alvidres, who reached on an error back in the second and then popped out in his other at-bat. Cole will take one step back off the rubber, reset. Runners on second and third with 2 out. 4-1 Centennial. That's a breaking ball that's in there for a called strike. And 0-2. Certainly could have been one that could have been high. I think it seemed like Ruiz maybe was crossed up on what the pitch was and where he was moving towards. So that was lucky that that one didn't get away from him. And time called. And both pitcher and hitter ready to go here. 2 outs, runners on second and third, and here comes the 0-2. In the dirt, and that's going to kick away from Ruiz. That's going to bring in another run. And allow the man from second to third as Sanchez comes in and scores for the second time. 5-1 now, and 1-2 is the count to Alvidres. Still with an opportunity to bring in another run here. And Centennial has doubled their lead in the inning. Now up by 4. Here comes the pitch. And this is hit high in the air out to left field. Should be play there for Ramirez. He's got it. And the inning is over. But not before 2 come across. One on a sac fly RBI and the other on a wild pitch. And we go to the bottom of the 6th inning. It's Centennial 5, Alamogordo 1 on the Richardson Motor scoreboard. It's Tiger Baseball here on Alamo Sports and Talk, 1230, 1019.
Celebrate America Saves Week with OFCU. Grab some freedom and save some green from April 6th through the 10th. Score vehicle purchases or non-OFCU refinance vehicles low as 4.24% APR with no payments for 90 days. That's right, 90 days. Consolidate with personal loans as low as 7.99% APR. Apply online at oterofcu.org. Limited time offer must be new money. All loans subject to credit approval. Rates vary based on collateral and or term. Other restrictions may apply. Interest will accrue from date of purchase. Federally insured by NCUA.
Ryan Richardson Motor Company wishes the Tigers an amazing winning season. May your efforts match your dreams. Buy, sell, or trade late model cars, trucks, and SUVs. Financing available. Stop by for a test drive and score an amazing deal with Ryan Richardson Motor Company. 318 South White Sands Boulevard or online at ryanrichardson.company. That's ryanrichardson.company.
Here in our community, we honor the strength of our military families and their children during Military Child Month. First National Bank is honored to support the families who serve, and we thank you for your service.
First National Bank, member FDIC.
Remember, if something seems too good to be true, it often is. This is Emily from First National Bank. Trust your instincts and stay vigilant to online fraud. Protect yourself from becoming a victim. Think before you act. If you have concerns, contact your bank for further assistance.
First National Bank, member FDIC.
Alamo Sports and Talk, 1230, 1019. As the Tigers trail 5-1. We're in the bottom of the sixth inning. Aiden Tupper, top of the order to lead it off as he faces off against Tucker Harrison. And the first pitch from the lefty will be outside. Swing and a miss from Tupper, 1-1. 8-0 for 2, couple of ground outs, one to third and one to second base. And this hit in the air out to center field. That'll just get beyond the shortstop, and it's a leadoff single for Aiden Tupper. Tigers not wanting to go away in this one yet and get the bottom of the sixth going with a positive start, and A.J. Paz will come to the plate. Paz, a pop out and a ground out in his two attempts today. And the pitch will miss inside. Allen's trying to frame that, but he's done a really good job of that tonight. I don't know how much that affects an umpire when they make a call or not. Probably not at all, as that pitch will miss high, 2-0. Because from umpires I've talked to, I mean, they're watching the wide of the ball, not where it ends up in the catcher's glove, because that's not, I mean, at the end of the day, it's not really where it matters. You know, it matters when it crosses the plate, so. And that'll miss high, 3-0. Now, certainly got to believe Paz is taking here on 3-0. Tigers need base runners in a 4-run deficit. As Harrison comes set from the belt. And he'll miss that inside. So a leadoff single and then a walk, and the Tigers have first and second here. And it'll bring up Preston Eldred, who has singled and struck out in his two tries. And Eldred will shoot this up the first baseline. Is it fair? It is. This should score at least one. Eldred will stop at first. And the runner will advance to third from first base. And the Tigers trying to get it going here in the home half of the sixth. It's 5-2. And I think that's going to bring a visit from the Centennial dugout to chat things over. as the Tigers have gone single, walk, single, and all of a sudden have runners on the corners with nobody out, and Aiden McGinnis coming to the plate. So the discussion going on the mound. Yeah, 100% you have to believe that the pitching change, and not that Harrison has been bad, but again, Sanchez was, I think he had retired the last 6 that he had faced before Harrison had come in, and so you got to think that was a pitch count thing there, because, I mean, I think for the most part you stay with the guy that, and it wasn't like it was getting ready to be the 3rd time through the order. I know that's sometimes it's kind of an analytics thing, I think more at the Major League Baseball level or even college baseball, but I think in high school baseball, when you've got somebody that's going well, you let them go until it stops happening. Runner's going to advance to second. Allen's not going to throw, as the Tigers, they wanted to avoid the double steal, did the Hawks. So the Tigers will have 2 runners in scoring position here, and if McGinnis, who has been the Tigers' best or at least most consistent hitter all season long, can come up with a base hit, the Tigers have a chance at cutting this to a 1-run game. And that misses just a little bit high, and we're going to have a ball change here as Allen's gets the new one out to his pitcher. And just getting a piece of it, McGinnis, as that goes back to the backstop, 1-1. And that'll be high and outside. I think we're 2-1, not 3-1. Hopefully the home plate umpire will give us a count here. Maybe we are 3-1. I don't know. I'll give it to the scoreboard, but check swing, went around. That'll be the 2nd strike. And it looks like it is 3-2, so I got lost on the count there. And that'll miss high. And so McGinnis draws the walk, and the Tigers have picked up 2 singles and 2 walks in this inning. Nobody warming up over on Centennial side. And now Cade Kiss will come into the game for the Tigers. That's so interesting. I wonder what went on there for the Tigers that Cade has not been in the game till this point. So I don't know, again, an injury or not feeling well, and he swings and misses at this one, 0-1. Maybe just a decision for the Tigers. Could have just been a coach's decision thing. That's going to be in the dirt, and the count's 1-1. Like I said, nothing noticeable from up here, so I can just say just kind of a shoulder shrug. My part is like, I don't know. Just one of those for somebody that's as good a player as Cade. Surprising. He will pop this one up, and it'll be into foul territory. We'll see if somebody for Centennial gets it. No, it falls. And I don't know if the third baseman, Alvidrez, called that one off and called Allen's off there. Or, yeah, it was definitely a play that could have been made by both guys, but not an easy one, but certainly could have been made. 1-2, called strike 3, as that gets on the inside corner, and Kiss will head back to the dugout. Good pitch there from Harrison. And so 1 down, and Jaden Ruiz, who was walked and struck out. As big of a moment Tigers have had in either game of this doubleheader. Needing a base hit. And that's going to get the outside corner for a called strike. And what a big moment here for Harrison if he can get out of this jam with just one run coming across. Certainly takes any momentum the Tigers had started to build in this inning away. And that is a base knock into left center field. That will score at least two. And they will hold the runner at third. He's got to get back. But that's a 2 RBI double for Jaden Ruiz. And the Tigers have made this a one-run game, and they still have a chance to take the lead here in the bottom of the sixth and possibly go to the top of the seventh with a chance to close this game out. I'll be interested to see if the Tigers maybe go to Cade Kiss there. But Paz scores. Eldred scores on the play. And I'll tell you what, Aiden McGinnis was on his horse. And I thought for a second he was going to try to score. Infield comes in. And Brandon Williams, another Tiger hitter that's been hitting over 400 this year with a great opportunity. Another base hit, and Alamogordo could grab the lead here. Outside, it misses 1-0. Well, I got to tell you, one of the things you got to love about baseball is, and softball for that matter, is there was nothing in this game that felt like a rally like this was coming, as that'll drop in for a strike. Just based on what we saw between the first game and most of this game. And all of a sudden the Tigers get it going, and it's not just been, miscues by your opponent. It's been going out there and getting base hits. 3 of them in the inning to go along with 2 walks. 2-1 the count. What a huge, huge comeback this would be for the Tigers if they can do it. Still work to do. Again, misses high. And 3-1 now. Keegan Stagner in the on-deck circle. He has a base knock today. Not the worst thing if you're Centennial to put the man on first. That gives you a force at any base. I think if you're Williams here, you're probably taking. Well, does not. Goes after it. 3-2. Comes up empty. So full count with runners on second and third. The infield playing kind of aggressively in. As that one will be low. Allen's tried to bring that one up and get the call, but that drops below the knees, and so the Tigers load the bases. Again, if you're Centennial, this is not a terrible thing. Again, you get your possible force at any base. You also put a double play in order as well, so if you get a ground ball to second or short, actually anywhere on the infield, you give yourself an opportunity at grabbing 2, so. Stagner will watch the first one in a little bit high, 1-0. Swing and a miss by Stagner as he gets on top of that. 1-1. Still just 1 out in the inning. The one thing you want to avoid, obviously, here is a sharply hit ground ball in the infield. Or I should say a sharply hit ground ball in the infield. One of the defenders. That's inside. That's one. Oh, is going to kick away. That was. Yeah, I think that would. I think the Tigers had a chance if they were being super aggressive there and had the runner far off the bag, but you can't really play that with way Alvidrez is standing over there at third. So, again, shows how aggressive Chase Sanchez was. That was about the same area where Ruiz was when Allen's got to the ball. Called strike on the inner half of the plate, 2-2. So Stagner sees the count even. Bases loaded, 1 out. Billy Copeland's in the on-deck circle for the Tigers. But Stagner hoping to tie up the ball game. Tigers down 5-4. 3 runs across in the inning. Holds off on a check swing. Pitch is going to miss inside. So 3-2 now. A walk brings a run in. And that's going to miss outside. That's a walk. And so the Tigers have tied up the ball game. RBI for Stagner. And the Tigers 4 runs in the bottom half of the inning. And they have tied it up and still an opportunity to take the lead. And we see one of the coaches from Centennial coming out. And I want to say this is the second visit, so I think this will be a change here. Yep, and it will be. So pitching change is they're going to bring on, well, I see number 15, Gabriel Viles, coming out. I don't know if he's pitching or not. He may be just going out there to play defensively. Yeah, I think that's the case because I believe they're going to have Nick Raitt come in and pitch. So Aviles will move back to first base where he was to start the game. Raitt, who started the game at third, now moves over to pitch for Centennial. We'll go ahead and take a break while he warms up. The Tigers have tied it up in the bottom of the 6th inning, 4-2. They still have the bases loaded with 1 out. We'll be back.
The Winter Circle has been outfitting champions for over 50 years in Otero County. Established in 1970 by our Gigi and Big John.
Let's show our school spirit. Whether you're a Tiger, Wildcat, Bear, or Chief, we can make t-shirts, sweatshirts, polos, and hats. And we do custom embroidery too. The Winter Circle does it all. Custom orders available for businesses, squadrons, and organizations like hats, polos, name tags, also trophies and awards.
Winter Circle.
1201 10th Street. Go Tiger. See you at the game.
Join the fantastic team at Ochoa Stucco. Full-time positions, on-the-job training, and competitive pay. Start a career in construction. Message Ochoa Stucco on Facebook or call 575-442-6745 to schedule an interview.
Join Stand Up to Cancer and Jazz Pharmaceuticals to raise awareness of small cell lung cancer and accelerate the pace of research. Ask your healthcare provider about screening options that might be right for you or a loved one. Visit standuptocancer.org/lung to learn more.
Celebrate America Saves Week with OFCU. Grab some freedom and save some green from April 6th through the 10th. Score vehicle purchases or non-OFCU refinance vehicles low as 4.24% APR with no payments for 90 days. That's right, 90 days. Consolidate with personal loans as low as 7.99% APR. Apply online at oterofcu.org. Limited time offer must be new money. All loans subject to credit approval. Rates vary based on collateral and or term. Other restrictions may apply. Interest will accrue from date of purchase. Federally insured by NCUA.
Alamo Sports and Talk, 1230, 1019. 5-5 here in the bottom of the 6th inning. And Billy Copeland going to step in, and the home plate umpire called a stop to things as Allens goes out and talks to his pitcher right before this begins. So still double play opportunity here for Centennial, but Tigers don't necessarily need a base hit to come away with the lead. As Raitt into his motion, and that's a really nice fastball down the middle for a strike, 0-1. 9th hitter of the inning. Hey, do you want to mention Alamogordo softball bounce back to beat Centennial 10-9 in Game 3 of that doubleheader. I wouldn't necessarily call it a must-win, but that's a huge win for them. As that pitch will miss a little bit up. Really good zip on the fastball from Raitt, as he tries to get his team out of this jam and keep it a tie ball game. 5-5. Tigers with 4 runs home in the bottom of the 6th as the righty Raitt will get that in there for a strike. 1-2. Tupper in the on-deck circle for the Tigers. Definitely a change here from a velocity standpoint. And, of course, a lefty and a righty change. And a swing and a miss and a big, big strikeout by Nick Raitt. So it'll be Aiden Tupper coming to the plate. Now the Tigers either need a base hit or they need something like a wild pitch or something going on, error of some kind. But certainly with the bases loaded, you don't want to miss out on the opportunity to take the lead here and go to the top of the 7th and try to finish out the game. Swing and a miss, a big hack by Tupper, who started off the inning with a single. Eventually came around and scored. That's in there for a strike as Raitt let out a big yell with that. And that's going to miss outside, 1-2. And I got everybody yelling. Tiger bench is now letting out the scream there, so. One and two, and a swing and a miss as Raitt was able to get in there and get a couple of strikeouts, and he is really fired up heading back to his bench. That's some good stuff there from Nick Raitt. And so the Tigers leave the bases loaded, but they do get 4 across and tie up the game 5-5. Jackson Cole will come back out to pitch again for the Tigers. And we will return with the top of the 7th inning here on Alamo Sports and Talk, 1230, 1019.
Ryan Richardson Motor Company wishes the Tigers an amazing winning season. May your efforts match your dreams. Buy, sell, or trade late model cars, trucks, and SUVs. Financing available. Stop by for a test drive and score an amazing deal with Ryan Richardson Motor Company. 318 South White Sands Boulevard or online at ryanrichardson.company. That's ryanrichardson.company.
This is Deborah Romero, President and CEO of First National Bank. Banking should be personal. It's the comfort of being greeted by name, celebrating life's milestones, and staying connected to what matters most. Because when your bank truly knows you, you're never just another transaction. We're proud to support you on your financial journey and serve in the communities we call home. First National Bank, where community and commitment come together. Stop in today and experience the difference.
First National Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
The Winner Circle has been outfitting champions for over 50 years in Otero County. Established in 1970 by our Gigi and Big John.
Let's show our school spirit, whether you're a Tiger, Wildcat, Bear, or Chief. We can make t-shirts, sweatshirts, polos, and hats. And we do custom embroidery too. The Winner Circle does it all. Custom orders available for businesses, squadrons, and organizations like hats, polos, name tags, also trophies and awards.
Winner Circle, 1201 10th Street. Go Tiger! See you at the game!
First pitch of the inning is a called strike with Gavin Woods to play for Centennial. Jackson Cole, see this one hit in the air to right center field, and that one is going to be misplayed in the outfield by the Tigers, as looked like the right fielder for Alamogordo, that was Phillips, ended up overrunning it too far, and the center fielder couldn't get there in time, and we're going to see a pitching change, it looks like, for Alamogordo as a runner gets the second, and it's going to be number 9 for Alamogordo. Levi Ramirez coming in and pitching for Alamogordo. So Ramirez will come in and pitch for the Tigers. It'll be a runner on second. Double for Woods. Certainly a play the Tigers could have made there in the outfield, but unable to get to it. So, Tigers with a new pitcher, and we'll take a break. You're listening to Tiger Baseball. Alamo and Centennial tied up at 5 here in the top of the 7th inning. We'll be back.
Transform your home with Ochoa Stucco. Whether it's a fresh look or a durable finish, their expert team delivers quality and style. Say goodbye to bland exteriors and hello to stunning curb appeal. Ochoa Stucco, always a flawless finish. 442-6745.
If only life had a remote control, you could pause or rewind. Well, life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. Take the 1-minute risk test today at doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its Prediabetes Awareness Partners.
Celebrate America Saves Week with OFCU. Grab some freedom and save some green from April 6th through the 10th. Score vehicle purchases or non-OFCU refinance vehicles low as 4.24% APR with no payments for 90 days. That's right, 90 days. Consolidate with personal loans as low as 7.99% APR. Apply online at oterofcu.org. Limited time offer must be new money. All loans subject to credit approval. Rates vary based on collateral and or term. Other restrictions may apply. Interest will accrue from date of purchase. Federally insured by NCUA.
Ryan Richardson Motor Company wishes the Tigers an amazing winning season. May your efforts match your dreams. Buy, sell, or trade late model cars, trucks, and SUVs. Financing available. Stop by for a test drive and score an amazing deal with Ryan Richardson Motor Company. 318 South White Sands Boulevard or online at ryanrichardson.company. That's ryanrichardson.company.
Levi Ramirez in for the Tigers here in the top of the 7th. First pitch missed. The second one, a curveball that drops in. And it's 1-1 as he faces Israel Molina, the lefty. Runner on second with a 5-5 ball game. Nobody outs. And this is hit hard out to right field. This is all the way out of here. 2-run home run by Israel Molina. And the Centennial Hawks retake the lead 7-5. And so the Tigers fought all the way back and were able to tie up the game. But a double and then a 2-run home run. And it's 7-5. So it'll be Gilbert Torres the plate. Single walk and a pop out. As that's in there for a strike. 0-1. Swing and a miss. And 0-2 now. Ramirez winds and deals. Swing and a miss. And a strikeout on 3 straight. Nice bounce back there from Ramirez after giving up the home run. And so Cole Allens will come to the plate now. So Allen steps in, facing off against the righty Ramirez. Single and 2 walks for him today as that pitch will miss up and maybe a bit away. 1-0 the count. And that'll be outside, 2-0. Time was called, and now we're ready to go, it looks like. Allens took a step back and now is ready to go. 2-0. That's in the dirt, 3-0. Now for a game that was pretty quiet offensively for the first 4 innings. There's not a lot of hits, not a lot of much going on. Boy, the last 3 innings have been full of action. Another walk, third one of the day for Allons. And so it'll put Rodriguez to the plate here. Rodriguez walked and scored in the 6th inning. Pop out and a strikeout in his other 2 plate appearances. And Ramirez will come set from the belts. And the pitch will miss outside, 1-0. Allons did come away with a stolen base his last time on the base paths. Pick-off throw to first. Runner will get back in time. 1 out, 1-0 count at the plate. And outside, and the ball just got off the glove of Ruiz, but not far enough away for the runner to advance from first. And so 2-0 the count. Again, if you're the Tigers, keep it at 2 runs here. You scored 4 in the last. And you have the heart of your order coming up, so really got to bear down. This one hit hard and hit deep out to right field again. And that one is all the way to the wall. It's going to end up being just a double there, and Allons had to hold up and wait to see if that one was going to get caught. It was that high in the air. It was definitely very close to getting out of the ballpark again. And so a very, very long double there for Rodriguez. And Chase Sanchez will come up with runners on second and third and 1 out. And another hit of that distance and could certainly bring in, they'll certainly bring in 1 run if it ends up being caught, but the Tigers catch a little bit of a break there, but as that breaking ball falls in for a strike on Sanchez, 0-1. And that's timeout called. I'm surprised the Tigers aren't playing the infield further in here. Swing and a miss, and it's 0-2. It's been a little feast or famine here for Ramirez in the inning. Double home run, walk, and just for the Tigers in general, there's also a double to begin the inning. 0-2. And fouled off, and we'll do it again. Allons at third and Rodriguez at second. 0-2. And Jess getting a piece of it to the backstop. Stop. And we'll keep it 0-2. Ramirez into his motion. And it's going to be a little chopper in front of the plate. And Ruiz ends up slipping as he was trying to make the throw to first, and everybody's going to be safe. As Ruiz, that's the second time when he's gotten onto the grass that he's been unable to keep his footing. So just unfortunate there for the Tigers. That was going to be a difficult play anyway, almost worked as a bunt. But again, not the worst thing. Double play is in order, forces any base. Tigers are playing in here. As that pitch inside misses to Mateo Marquez, who is 0-for-2. Reached on a hit by pitch, which that'll bring in a run too here. As that's going to be fouled off and to the backstop. Count at 1-1. Ramirez again, a long look in. Now he's ready to go. And that's going to get away from Ruiz to the backstop. Run will score. And so the Tigers trail now 8-5 on the wild pitch. So second and third now in a 2-1 count. And a check swing. That's in there for a strike. 2-2. Again, Ramirez long look in. And then time going to be called. I don't know if Ramirez was not getting the pitch call that he wanted. I mean, you have to imagine for there to be a long of a wait. 2-2. And hard hit ground ball, but they'll be fouled to third baseline. And we'll keep the count 2-2. 8-5, Centennial leading. We're at the top of the seventh inning. Tigers had tied it up with 4 runs in the bottom of the sixth, but a double and then a 2-run home run from Israel Molina. Then a walk, a double, a single, and a wild pitch has brought in another run. And still second and third with just 1 out. And so Marquez ready to go here on a 2-2. As that one comes in and hits him. I think Ramirez kind of saying that he leaned into it. That's hard to say if that's really the case. That's always one of those that when they do end up calling it, of, oh, hey, you didn't try to get out of the way or you leaned into it, or it's such a judgment call sort of thing that, you know, it's like when I see technical fouls or goaltending when somebody slaps a backboard. Like the times I see it happen, the other times it doesn't. I'm like, I don't even know when the right call is made there. Outside, it misses 1-0. But I know that you have to at least make a legitimate effort to get out of the way of it. The 1-0. And breaking ball is a called strike, 1-1. So Nick Raid, who came in and kept the Tigers from taking the lead in the last inning, as that one comes up and in, 2-1. He had a sac fly RBI in the sixth, go along with a walk and a run scored back in the second. And a foul tip that I think that one might have deflected off of the home plate umpire. There were some distinctive noises there, and one of them certainly sounded like a baseball going off of somebody's flesh. Maybe it went on. I don't know. Nobody seems to be worse for wear there, but 2-2. And a miss outside. 3-2. Nowhere to put him here with the bases loaded. 1 out. Can't get a head start here. But Ramirez needing to get one across. Swing and a miss and a big strikeout. Throw over to third to try to get a pick off again, but the runner was not too far off the bag. So Rate strikes out for the second out of the inning. But still bases loaded, and DJ Alvidrez will come to the plate with an opportunity to extend his team's lead as they're up 8-5. Another good breaking pitch from Ramirez that drops in for a strike, 0-1. And a ground ball foul as that one scoots up the third baseline. 0-2. And a ground ball to the right side. This should end the inning. Tupper up with it. Toss on to first. And the inning is over. But the Tigers are going to need 3 in the bottom half. They got 4 in the bottom half of the 6th. We'll see if they can rally as the Tigers try to get back into this game again. You're listening to Tiger Baseball on the Richardson Motor scoreboard. It's the Hawks 8, the Tigers 5.
Hi, Hi, this is Deborah Romero, President and CEO of First National Bank. Community banks are so much more than just a bank in a community. We offer favorable rates and low fees. We are the volunteers that step up to help at local schools, youth sports, and non-for-profit organizations. Community bankers support the community where we all live, work, and play.
Putting you first is in our name. First National Bank.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender. All loans are subject to credit approval.
The Winner Circle has been outfitting champions for over 50 years in Otero County. Established in 1970 by our Gigi and Big John.
Let's show our school spirit. Whether you're a Tiger, Wildcat, Bear, or Chief, we can make t-shirts, sweatshirts, polos, and hats. And we do custom embroidery too. The Winner Circle does it all. Custom orders available for businesses, squadrons, and organizations like hats, polos, name tags, also trophies and awards.
Winner Circle.
1201 10th Street. Go Tiger! See you at the game!
Join the fantastic team at Ochoa Stucco. Full-time positions, on-the-job training, and competitive pay. Start a career in construction. Message Ochoa Stucco on Facebook or call 575-442-6745 to schedule an interview.
I didn't ask to be thrown in the streets, but I did ask for help, and Covenant House was there for me.
For these kids who didn't ask to be put in this unthinkable situation, Covenant House is there. To learn more, go to safeplacetosleep.org today.
Almost Sports and Talk, 1230, 1019. AJ Paz will lead things off for the Tigers as they need base runners here. Down by 3, 8-5, bottom of the 7th on the Richardson Motor scoreboard. And Nick Raitt continues on the mound and hits the outside corner for a strike. And the count evens up at 1-1. 2, 3, and 4 in the order for the Tigers. Right into his windup. And he's going to get the slider there on the outside corner, curveball. Good motion on that. The 1-2. Outside, 2-2. Lead off hitter for the Tigers in the bottom of the 7th, needing 3. Rait's got the pitch he wants. And just getting a piece of it was Paz. Good spoil of a pitch there as he really waited as long as he could to get the bat around off his shoulder and just kind of got it off the head of the bat to the backstop. Time going to be called by Paz as Raitt and Allens were having to figure out the pitch call there. And here comes the 2-2. Looking for that outside corner. I think he missed it down, maybe a tad away as well. So the count full. Tigers need base runners here, so don't necessarily need hits. Just get on the paths. And maybe more than anything else, you just turn up the pressure a little bit. Couple of shakeoffs here, and now ready to go is Raitt. 3-2, looking for that outside corner, but wasn't able to bring that curveball back across like he did on, I don't know if that was the first strike call or the 2-strike call, but Paz gets the walk. So good patient hitting there from the Tigers to work that to a full count and tying run in the on-deck circle now. Preston Eldred up, single and a run scored back in the 6th. And the ground ball to third. Oh, through the legs of Alvidrez. He'll get it on to first, but not in time. And the Tigers on an E5. We'll put runners on first and second. And does Alamogordo have another rally in them? I don't know if that would have been two, but certainly that should have been a throw to first and out. And you bring up Aiden McGinnis, who walked and scored in his last at-bat. Shows bunt, brings it back. Pitch is in the dirt. Here's the thing with McGinnis. With his speed, a bunt is not a terrible thing here because you can get another base runner on. And he's going to hit a little soft one to the left side of the infield. It's going to be a tough play. And again, it is going to be a misplay. That was a difficult play for Alvidrez. Much tougher than the last one. I think it's still going to be an error there in my book, but the base is loaded for the Tigers with nobody out. And frustrating for Raitt, considering nothing's gotten out of the infield here. He did give up a walk, but it's going to bring up Clifford Phillips. Now that extra run on that wild pitch certainly made a little bit of difference, but also for the Tigers, keeping it at 3 has given them an opportunity as that pitch misses outside. Like I said, this was kind of a sleepy game. It's 2-0, 3-0. Nothing. It felt like nothing really happened. It's in there for a strike, 1-1. And all of a sudden, this game just came alive, especially in the 6th inning. And the Tigers looking for one more rally. They need 3 to send it to extras, 4 to win. Another really nice curveball there from Raitt as he drops that in for a strike. Now Phillips yet to offer it one here. And right into his motion. Here's the pitch. And he'll get a piece of it with Phillips and send it foul out of play. And the count will go to 1-2. A walk from Paz. Aldred reaching on an error. McGinnis reaching on an error. The 1-2. Swing and a miss as Raitt comes up with a big, big strikeout. And one down. So now double play could end the game. And Jaden Ruiz will come to the plate. He doubled and brought in 2 runs his last time up. Trying to come up with another big hit for the Tigers. And he did do that, not against Raitt, but yeah, because Raitt came in and struck out both guys to finish out the 6th. So he did that against Harrison. So his first time here against Raitt. We'll see that one miss outside into the dirt. The count is 1-0. Tiger catcher going to come up with another big hit for the Tigers. Here comes the 1-0. Looking to hit that outside corner. That's going to miss. 2-0. Brandon Williams on the on-deck circle. He also has a double. The 2-0. And he hits this high in the air out to shallow left. This is going to be caught, and it's not going to be deep enough for the Tigers to score a run. So into shallow left field, and Raitt comes up with a big second out there. Seemed like for just a second that might be kind of on the in-between the shortstop and the left fielder, but it hung up in the air. And the Tigers down to their last out here with Brandon Williams coming to the plate. Double for him back in the 2nd, a walk in the 6th. And now the Tigers need hits. No hits in the inning for the Tigers. They've loaded the bases. Tying run is on the base pass at first as the breaking ball in there for a strike. 0-1 to Williams. The pitch. Outside. Count evens at 1-1. Right into his motion. Here comes the righty. And he's going to get that in there for a called strike, and it's 1-2, and now the Tigers down to their last strike. The 1-2. That's outside. Howlands was thinking about a throw at first. There was nobody covering the bag. And the count evens at 2. Reed hangs his right arm low as he looks in for the pitch call. Now comes set. Outside it misses, and again, well done by Williams to hold off on a pitch that was moving away from him. Count now full. And I think if you're Centennial, even if you gave up a run on a walk, that 3-run advantage, you can kind of, be aggressive with the pitch call here. Don't want to give up the run, but better than laying something across the plate that Brandon's able to do something with. 3-2. Swing and a miss and struck out. And the Tigers unable to rally in the bottom of the 7th. 8-5, Centennial gets the win. And we go to the Otero Federal Credit Union postgame show. We'll take a break and come back. You're listening to Tiger Baseball here on Alamo Sports and Talk, 1230, 1019.
Celebrate America Saves Week with OFCU. Grab some freedom and save some green from April 6th through the 10th. Score vehicle purchases or non-OFCU refinance vehicles low as 4.24% APR with no payments for 90 days. That's right, 90 days. Consolidate with personal loans as low as 7.99% APR. Apply online at oterofcu.org. Limited time offer must be new money. All loans subject to credit approval. Rates vary based on collateral and or term. Other restrictions may apply. Interest will accrue from date of purchase. Federally insured by NCUA.
Ryan Richardson Motor Company wishes the Tigers an amazing winning season. May your efforts match your dreams. Buy, sell, or trade late model cars, trucks, and SUVs. Financing available. Stop by for a test drive and score an amazing deal with Ryan Richardson Motor Company. 318 South White Sands Boulevard or online at ryanrichardson.company. That's ryanrichardson.company.
Here in our community, we honor the strength of our military families and their children during Military Child Month. First National Bank is honored to support the families who serve, and we thank you for your service.
First National Bank, member FDIC.
Use the equity in your home to finance your dreams. This is Leanne Bain from First National Bank. Plan that special vacation, those home improvements, or simply pay off high interest rate bills. It's easy. Apply for your home equity line of credit today.
Member FDIC, equal housing lender, all loans subject to credit approval.
The Winter Circle has been outfitting champions for over 50 years in Otero County. Established in 1970 by our Gigi and Big John.
Let's show our school spirit. Whether you're a Tiger, Wildcat, Bear, or Chief, we can make t-shirts, sweatshirts, polos, and hats. And we do custom embroidery too. The Winter Circle does it all. Custom orders available for businesses, squadrons, and organizations like hats, polos, name tags, also trophies and awards.
Winter Circle, 1201 10th Street. Go Tiger! See you at the game!
Looking to transform your home's exterior? Meet Rudy Ochoa. With years of experience in stucco, Rudy and his crew deliver quality craftsmanship and stunning flawless finishes. 575-442-6745.
We are the Veterans Health Administration, and our hands provide life-changing care to over 9 million veterans across more than 1,200 facilities nationwide. Join hands with us to make an impact in your community. Learn more at vacareers.va.gov.
Alamo Sports and Talk, 1230, 1019. This is the Otero Federal Credit Union postgame show. Tigers gave it a ride there in the latter half of this second game of the doubleheader, but just couldn't quite hold on and get the victory, or really get the lead. I don't think they ever had a lead between the two games. They lost the first game 4-1, and then 8-5 in the second game. But they had fallen behind 5-1 and scored 4 runs in the bottom of the sixth and tied it up. And then unfortunately, in the top of the seventh, Centennial hit a home run, and then went out on one more on a wild pitch. And then the Tigers loaded the bases with nobody out, and it went strikeout, pop out, strikeout, as Nick Raitt was able to come in, and boy, he was fantastic there. I mean, the Tigers had the bases loaded in the sixth inning as well, and he came in and struck out 2 guys. And then with the bases loaded, clearly with the bases loaded, he's no big deal for him. Because he, didn't give up a hit, gave up a walk, and there were a couple errors, and he came up with some big plays. So kudos to that young man. He came up with big pitches for his team and came in relief there late when they needed him, without a doubt. So Tigers got a good effort from Jace Thompson. He certainly kept them in reach throughout the game. And Tigers just needed a few more hits to get going there late in the game to come out here with a victory. That Centennial offense is pretty impressive. They came close to hitting like 3 home runs in this game, hit 1. But, yeah. The Tigers did get, an RBI or a couple of RBIs from Jaden Ruiz. That was on a double in the 6th inning. And then also an RBI on a walk from Keegan Stagner. Another run scored on a wild pitch. Actually, I take that back. The run on the wild pitch was in the 5th inning. I know I'm missing an RBI here somewhere. somewhere along the line, or someone's. Yeah, it must have been a wild pitch, or. Oh, you know what? Yeah, it was a wild pitch in the 6th inning. I take that back. It was an error that scored the run in the 5th. That's where I got my wires crossed somewhere along the line. Aiden Tupper had a single and a run scored. A.J. Paz had a run scored, 2 walks. Preston Eldred had a couple of singles. He ended up 2 for 4 on the night and a run scored. Aiden McGinnis had a walk and a run scored. And Jaden Ruiz, we mentioned, 1 for 3 on the night with a double, a run scored, 2 RBIs. Double for Brandon Williams. Single and a walk for Keegan Stagner. He had an RBI on the night. So better game hitting for the Tigers. Second run around. And then, again, it was just little things. There was, defensively in the first game, there were a couple of miscues that cost the Tigers. And then here it was, I don't know, it really wasn't the defense in this one. Honestly, it was the base running from Centennial was a big part of this second game as well. So they stay undefeated on the season. They're now 15-0 and 3-0 in district. Tigers are 6-8, and they are 0-3 in district. Some other ones to let you all know about that. The Centennial and Alamogordo girls in Las Cruces in softball ended up as a split. Lady Tigers won the second game 10-9 after losing the first game 10-0. And Tularosa softball dropped a 11-5 decision tonight to Dexter. And let me see. Mescler Apache softball was also in action this evening. Let's see if we can get a final for you there. Maybe. Yeah. So 16-1 in game 2 and 20-5 in game 1. Laguna gets the win over the Mescalero Apache Lady Chiefs. All right, that is going to do it for our broadcast tonight. Thanks so much for tuning in. If you've been with us since 5 o'clock, well, you're a champ. I always wonder if somebody would stick through an entire doubleheader or high school baseball or softball. If you did, hey, kudos to you. We'll do this all again on Tuesday with Alamogordo Baseball here hosting Oregon Mountain. And we'll look forward to hopefully seeing you here or have you listen to our broadcast. Again, your final scores, Centennial wins both games of the doubleheader 4-1 and 8-5 on the Richardson Motor scoreboard. Thanks so much for tuning in and joining us, and we'll be back. I'll be back on the roundup tomorrow from 2 to 3. Tune in that. I think we'll have Mescler Apache Golf for you on there, so look forward to bringing that to you. Have a good one, everybody.
No roadblocks are scheduled today on Highway 70, 54 South, or 380. For the latest roadblock information, call 575-678-1178. Tonight's forecast is calling for mostly clear